Hey guys, and welcome back to Philly Special TV. And today we're going to be taking a look at my full 7-round Eagles mock draft. Now, there's a lot of speculation about what the Eagles are going to do with the 21st pick this year. Many thinking that they're going to trade back in the first round, and some even hoping that they trade up to get a guy like CeeDee Lamb. Now, while that would be exciting for our offense because CeeDee Lamb is an absolute stud, I don't think it would be smart long-term considering we've had the fewest amount of draft selections in the NFL the past 2 seasons, and we've already given up 2 picks this year to get Darius Slay from the Lions. So I think it would be smarter to even trade back from 21 if a guy like Justin Jefferson isn't available at that spot, so we can get more draft capital and still select a receiver that gives us some hope for next season. And Howie Roseman has stated this offseason that he's looking to make the team younger. And with how injury-prone our roster was last season, I think it would be smart to acquire as many draft picks as possible. Now, to start it off in the first round, I think we take Denzel Mims, the wide receiver from Baylor. And while it's likely that we could trade down in the first and still select him, that's so hard to pick the exact selection, so I'm just going to say the first pick we take this year is going to be Denzel Mims from Baylor. Now, Mims possesses the perfect combination of size and speed. He ran a 4.39 at the combine, coming in at 6'3" and 210 pounds, and I believe him to have one of the highest ceilings in this year's draft class due to his physical attributes. And to match this crazy potential, he had solid production at Baylor with 2,000-plus yard seasons. While many Eagles fans may not be happy with the selection due to Mims' overall rawness as a prospect and the fact that he's an unrefined route runner, I believe him to be one of the more exciting prospects in this draft class due to his physical attributes, because when you think about it, he'll be the biggest athletic freak we would have had at the position since Terrell Owens. And while we might trade back in the first round to select Denzel Mims, I think there's a good chance we could trade up in the second round to get our guy here, and that's Jalen Reagor, the wide receiver from TCU. With Reagor, we are getting the elite vertical threat that we were severely lacking last year. He offers unique explosion and proved that with a 42-inch vertical at the combine. He's also proven to be a danger after the catch and provides value on special teams returning punts and kicks. And for the type of speed guy that he is, he's extremely well built, coming in at 205 pounds, making him a great value if we can get him in the second round. Now, at this point in the draft, I think most Eagles fans would be satisfied if it goes this way, considering we drafted a wide receiver with both our selections in the first 2 rounds. And in round number 3, we go cornerback because we're taking Amik Robertson from Louisiana Tech. The Eagles have been heavily linked to Robertson throughout this draft process, and that shouldn't come as a surprise to Eagles fans, considering we only have 2 corners under contract through the 2021 season, that being Avonte Maddox and Darius Slay. And there also have been rumors we could trade Rasul Douglas this season. Now, with Robertson, the Eagles are getting the kind of aggressive cornerback that they covet. The biggest question coming in for Robertson is his size, but that doesn't bother Jim Schwartz considering he prefers smaller cornerbacks anyway, which would make Robertson a great selection at pick 103 if we could get him here. Now, my favorite thing about Robertson is his aggressiveness and his ability to attack the football, and he's proven that over his 3 years as a starter with 14 interceptions throughout his collegiate career. And with our first pick in the 4th round, I think we get a replacement for Jason Kelce here in Nick Harris, the center from Washington. With many believing that this is Jason Kelce's last year in the NFL, I think this spot in the 4th round is the perfect opportunity to take his replacement. Harris has seen plenty of game time at the collegiate level, starting 4 years for Washington, and is seen by many scouts as being an excellent run and pass blocker. Now, the reason he might fall to us at pick 127 in the 4th round is due to his size, which limits him to only center at the pro level. And while offensive lineman picks aren't the most exciting, especially when you're making a mock draft, I think it would be smart for Howie Roseman to take our replacement for Jason Kelce with this selection, considering Jason Kelce has been one of the most vital pieces of our offensive line since he's been in the league. While our receiving core gets all the attention for our draft needs, I think one thing that needs to be addressed is our lack of physicality at the running back position, which we solve at pick number 145 because we take A.J. Dillon, the running back from Boston College. This guy is a bruiser of a running back at 250 pounds, but he's surprisingly athletic, running a 4.53 in the 40-yard dash and having a 41-inch vertical jump at the combine. He was ultra productive in college, and while he lacks the ability to catch out of the backfield, I like to think of him as LeGarrette Blount 2.0. Big running backs aren't viewed as valuable in the league nowadays, but you look at how much a guy like Derrick Henry meant to the Titans last year, and I think that could change. Dillon could provide a great 1-2 punch with Miles Sanders and could give us the short yardage running back that we've been lacking recently. And with our last pick in the 4th round, I think we bolster our linebacking core and add Davion Taylor, the linebacker from Colorado. Taylor is seen as a project among NFL scouts, but he possesses the athletic tools that I think are worth taking a chance on with this pick. The guy can absolutely fly for a linebacker, running a 4.49 in the 40-yard dash, and he would be a great fit for Jim Schwartz's defense. Now, at pick 168 in the 5th round, I think we add some depth to our offensive line, taking tackle Cameron Clark from Charlotte. With Jason Peters now gone, we could use some depth at the tackle position, and Clark is seen as one of the most NFL-ready tackles due to his technique. And while there are questions about his level of competition in college, I think there's extreme value at this pick if we can get a backup tackle that will be ready to play if called upon. And with our final selection in the 2020 NFL Draft, I think we take James Lynch, the defensive end from Baylor. Lynch fits exactly what the Eagles look for in a defensive end with a high motor and matches that with production. He had 16 sacks in 2019 for Baylor, and although he doesn't have the ideal arm length for the NFL, I could see him being a nice rotational piece for us due to his effort and skill. So to sum up my mock draft for 2020, the Eagles come away in the first 2 rounds with 2 supremely athletic wideouts that will help revitalize our wide receiving core. In the 3rd, they get Amik Robertson, who's one of the highest rated slot cornerbacks in this draft. In the 4th, they get a long-term replacement at center in Nick Harris. Later in the 4th, in A.J. Dillon, we get our bruising running back that we've been missing since our Super Bowl season. The pick right after that is an extremely athletic linebacker in Davion Taylor, who has a ton of potential. And then we round out our draft with depth on the offensive and defensive lines. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I cannot wait for the draft tomorrow. You know, with our current circumstances, the draft has been the main thing I've been looking forward to due to the lack of sports. So I'll be making a video after the Eagles make their first round selection, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys later.